Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and we're back out here in the garage for another first impressions video, and I guess a garage gun talk, because there is something I want to talk about, the Revolver that I shot tonight, and while I was filming it, I was thinking about this in my head. So let's talk about the guns that I was planning on reviewing and what ended up happening. Well, I took two guns to the range tonight, which, by the way, it is my birthday eve. Tomorrow is my birthday, and I decided in the evening I had one of two choices tonight. I could either film the garage portion of the Q Fix Peace of Mind 1 of 100 limited edition rifles, or, because I got the bullet point script all written up, everything I want to say on it right here, or I could go to the range and shoot some guns. And I opted to go to the range. It was a great night at the range because nobody else was there. Temperature was perfect. I know I've complained about some of the climate control issues at my range. And I took two guns. There, I have the Ruger GP100 revolver in 357 Magnum, and the Nighthawk Custom 2011 that I have in for review. I think it was called like the Boardroom or something. But we'll talk about this one second because I shot the Revolver first. And actually the owner of this Revolver, Jack, bought me lunch today. So I drove to the other side of town, hung out with him a little bit. So Jack, if you're watching this, thank you so much. Now, let's talk about this Revolver. Now, this, honestly, is probably the nicest shooting 357 Magnum I've ever reviewed. Now, I am not much of a revolver shooter, okay? So, and I fully admit that when I review revolvers, okay, they're not going to be as in-depth, or maybe, I want to say they're just as passionate, but I understand that because of the mechanics of a revolver, there's not as much to really test. I might not come across as thorough or as passionate, but I do like them. And there are some revolvers that I just really, really want in my collection that I don't have, but I prioritize more of the tactical guns. But I've shot and reviewed enough revolvers to know what I like and what I don't like. And let me tell you, this revolver really impressed me. The shootability of this revolver is outstanding. I shot both 38 Special and 357 Magnum through it, and I would say this is probably the softest shooting 357 Magnum revolver I have reviewed. It was very comfortable. Some of that could be because of these Hogue grips, but the downside to these grips is I just don't think they look good. Are they comfortable? Yeah, they're kind of that mushy rubber, you get the finger grooves. But I think the pleasant shootingness of this revolver comes more from its barrel length and its weight. It's kind of a hefty revolver, and it takes 357 Magnum like a champ. And normally when it comes to 357 Magnum, I can't shoot it all that much because I have rheumatoid arthritis. It kind of bothers me after a while. This thing I could shoot all day. All day. Softest shooting 357 Magnum I have probably ever reviewed. Now, from an accuracy standpoint, it was really good for me shooting revolvers. Now, let me qualify that. So, I mainly am a semi-automatic guy. That's my forte, what I enjoy, what I think I shoot the best. Revolvers, a little bit out of my wheelhouse. Not because I don't like them, but because it's a little bit different. You know, the grip style is different. The way you just generally shoot revolvers is different. And so it doesn't have the same feel to me. You got very nice in this one. By the way, the single action trigger in this is awesome. Double action is a double action, pull. Overall, the accuracy is pretty good. Now, I guess I kind of want to go into the tangent of my garage gun talk, but I will save it, okay? I keep wanting to, because it has to do with this revolver and how I shoot it. Accuracy was really good. Performance was great. No issues whatsoever. I mean, honestly, this is a very fun revolver to shoot. The things I don't like about it is the... Oh, by the way, I forgot to give my caveat. I know some people are watching this video and they're thinking, this is a terrible review. This is not a review. This is my first impressions. I literally just got back from the range like 5 minutes ago and just turned on the camera phone. So if you are seeing this video on my channel for the first time, this is not a review. Don't tell me how bad of a review this is. You don't see any shooting footage. If you want to see my proper range report reviews, go to my main channel. There's a link in the description below. Okay, caveat over. The things about this revolver that I don't like, of course, when it comes to Ruger, I'm not a big fan of cast. Okay, I know people are going to be, they've mastered casting. Casting's awesome. These are just thicker frames, okay? But maybe that helps us with the weight. So I think from a kind of a profile standpoint, it's just everything is bigger and thicker. I don't like the way the barrel looks. I kind of prefer the way Smith & Wesson kind of works their underlugs. And I've always liked revolvers with a shorter kind of underlug where the ejection rod, goes. But it looks fine. It looks fine. So I guess, okay, so is the casting. What else was it? I was going to say one other thing. I'll have to go back and look at the range footage. But no, everything about it else was fine. The aesthetics, cast, but it shot great. It shot great. Accuracy was pretty good for me. So this is actually going to get a really good rating. Really good rating. A lot of fun. Very impressed by it. I think I still like Smith & Wesson's a little bit more, even though I probably don't enjoy them as much as I would this one. Great revolver. Probably going to get 4.5 or 5-star review. I just got to look at the range, which probably 4.5 to 4.75. But yeah, overall, I mean, great. Outstanding. So much fun. Okay, now, before I talk about this pistol, let's talk about the garage gun talk portion of tonight's video, which is revolver snobs. So when I was shooting this at the range, I always have stuff going on. What you guys don't know is often I'm running like Bluetooth earbuds in my ears, and then I have the headphones over it. So I'm listening to like podcasts and whatever, listening to astronomy videos or whatever while I'm shooting the guns at the range. And of course, you can't hear that. And I'm often very much in my mind when I'm doing anything. I'm very introverted. And so when I was shooting this revolver, I was actually thinking about my other revolver videos. I kind of went down a rabbit hole. And while I was shooting this, I was like, man, I'm shooting this pretty good. Not as good as I shoot semi-autos. What are people going to say when I show them the target and how it performed for me? And then I immediately realized what they're going to say. I'm always going to get the revolver snobs. Now, let me explain what that is. Now, if you're a revolver snob, I don't hate you. I don't think you're a bad person. But every time I review a revolver, I'm told how I'm shooting it wrong. I'm a terrible shot. Go watch a Jerry Michalek video, which, by the way, I do not subscribe to him. I think he's a great shot. I just don't care. He's not my type of shooter, and I don't like his content. Doesn't mean he makes bad content. It's just not for me because I don't care about competition shooting. But I just review guns from the perspective of an average gun guy. So I was shooting this, I was going, you know what? My groups are pretty good for a revolver. And I know people are going to tell me how bad I am. And then I started to realize the people that like and shoot revolvers are very snobbish. They look down upon people that primarily shoot semi-autos or people that don't shoot revolvers well. They almost have this like elitist attitude. And I always get that from my comment section. But I was thinking, does it go the other way? I never, ever get a comment where maybe I don't shoot a semi-auto well from people that are like semi-auto snobs, if that makes any sense. I don't see it go the other way. I don't see semi-auto people looking down on revolver people for not shooting semi-autos well. But I see revolver shooters looking down on semi-auto people for not shooting revolvers well. Does that make any sense? It kind of seems like it's a one-way street. And I do agree you should be able to shoot both well, or both good. I think I shoot semi-autos really well, and I think I shoot revolvers okay. But it's mainly because I have put thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds through semi-autos and not as much through revolvers. Because, number one, they don't interest me as much. Doesn't mean I don't like them. But also, I don't review as many of them. And my own personal experience is more with semi-autos because mechanically they're just more interesting to me. So, what do you guys think about revolver snobs? And do you guys know what I'm talking about? Because inevitably, every time I review one of these, I'm told how bad I am. But then the people that are like me, that are mainly semi-auto people, go, wow, that's a pretty good revolver. You shoot that well. There's just something about people that love revolvers. And I appreciate it. I guess it's the same kind of mentality that you get from the AK people. Well, the AK people, I think, drool a little bit more when they're typing on their keyboard and they misspell more words. But they're the kind of the same way, where I am more of an AR guy than an AK guy. I love the AK. But when I don't shoot it as well as, Robski or whatever, they all collectively like lose their minds, and tell me how bad I am and how stupid I am and blah, blah, blah. But I never see AR guys do that to the AK guys. But I see Revolver guys do that to semi-auto guys. So do you guys know what I'm talking about? Do you consider yourself a Revolver snob? I'd love to know. And by the way, it doesn't mean I hate you or anything. I'm just curious, Maybe it's just more familiarity. And I've noticed that the people that are more Revolver snobs are typically older than I am. They're always of a generation older because maybe it's what they grew up on and what they, first shot, what they were just more familiar with. So yeah, Revolver snobs. Tell me what you think about that. And are there any other niche gun communities that you can think of that are snobs? I've listed 2, revolvers and AKs. But do you see any other groups? All right. That's the garage gun talk portion of tonight's video. So now let's talk about the other gun I took to the range. The Nighthawk Custom, I think this thing is called the Boardroom, what is it called? I forgot. The NDS. Anyway, beautiful stainless steel 2011 pistol. And so I was going to shoot this, film all the range footage. And for some reason, I couldn't get the red dot to turn on. Now, the last red dot, now this might be for a purpose or a reason, because the last gun I shot, and this is on loan to the channel from my friend D, which, by the way, the Revolver's on loan to the channel from Jack, number 1. This was from D. And the last time I shot a pistol that D lent me, he forgot to put Loctite on the screws, and the optic came off and hit me in the face. So maybe this is an opportunity for me to come home and make sure that is properly installed. But I couldn't turn the red dot on. So I was like, man, I'm pushing the button. I know how to use a Trijicon RMR. I couldn't get it on. So I took out the battery cap, and there was a battery in there. But I think the battery's dead. I don't know. I've never heard about that in the red dot. So I'll just have to double check that. I have a whole ton of these. I think these are the CR20 3032s. I have a ton of those. So I'll just pop in a new one and see if that fixes the problem. But anyway, I was not able to review this one. So a little bit disappointed in that, but this is going to go right back in the range bag, and I got to figure out what's wrong with this red dot, and I should double check to make sure this optic was installed correctly. Right, D? Right? We don't want happening of what happened last time to happen again. So anyway, there you guys go. Little first impressions and garage gun talk. So tell me what you guys think about revolvers, revolver snobs, or snobs of any gun niche community. And what do you think of the GP100? And what do you like or don't like about Ruger revolvers? This thing shot great for me. Not the tightest groups ever, but I'm not going to do that with a revolver. So I liked it. I liked it a lot. Really, really shot well. Very impressed with it. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. If you watched to the end of this video, and you want to participate in the word of the day to let me know that you are a true vault dweller, the word of the day is going to be... power. Power is the word of the day because I couldn't get power to this Trijicon red dot. In fact, as soon as I turn off the camera here, I'm going to go get some extra batteries and see if I can get this thing to work so I can take it back to the range sometime in the next day or so. So now let me know what you think in the comment section below. And you can also let me know what you're going to do to celebrate the big holiday tomorrow, the national holiday, Texas Gun Vault Day, my birthday. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me here in the garage. And as always, thanks for watching.